Beloved soul, Archangel Michael speaks to you now. God says your person talked about you today with their own brother, and what was spoken in that private moment will surprise you. Your person talked about you today with their brother and you. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says your person talked about you today with their brother, and you won't believe what he said. You will never fully grasp the depth of what was revealed in that sacred moment of conversation. It happened quietly without your presence, yet you were the center of it. A name held like a heartbeat. Yours. A sentence wrapped in longing. Yours. And in that quiet exchange, something ancient unfolded. A yearning, a confession, a divine whisper woven between two souls who share blood, and one who carries your name in their prayers. Your person spoke with his brother in a space where truth was unshackled, where masks were set aside. They began with ordinary words, surface-level thoughts that barely skimmed the surface of what lives in your person's heart. But as the minutes turned into memories, as the room held space for honesty, your person could no longer hide what bruised beneath their composed exterior. He said, "There is something about her I can't shake. It's not just about attraction or timing or convenience. It's as if God himself placed her in my path to unravel the parts of me I never dared to explore." And when his brother looked at him, puzzled but patient, your person continued, "I dream about her. I see her in every silent moment. I measure time by how close I am to seeing her again." There was a pause then, one heavy with emotion. His brother, unsure of how to respond, simply said, "Then why are you waiting?" Your person dropped his gaze. "Because I'm afraid she sees only the surface of me. Because I'm still carrying the shadows of past mistakes. Because if she ever really knew everything, she might walk away. But oh, if only he knew the power you carry, the compassion, the understanding, the grace. He has no idea the depth of your love, your willingness to see beyond flaws, to believe in transformation. He doesn't yet understand that what you feel for him is not bound to perfection, but born of divine connection." Your person went on, trembling a little, as if unveiling an ancient secret. "When I speak to her, it's like something shifts in the universe. When she laughs, the world feels right. When she cries, I feel it in my bones. She doesn't know it yet, but I believe she was sent here for me. I believe that somehow through all the chaos, God is trying to bring us together." His brother listened, and though he didn't fully understand, he saw the conviction in your person's eyes. He saw a man transformed, pulled by invisible threads towards something sacred. He saw a man who had hidden his truth for too long. And then the part you never expected, the part that shakes the heavens. He said, "I saw a vision. I don't even know how to explain it. I was in the kitchen just making coffee, and suddenly I was overwhelmed with this image of her and me older, together in a home that felt like sanctuary. We were at peace. She was smiling. I was whole. I don't even believe in visions, but this one gripped me. It wouldn't let go." His brother whispered, "Maybe it wasn't just a dream. Maybe it was a glimpse." And your person nodded, unable to speak, the weight of that moment pressing on him like a prophecy. He thinks of you constantly, more than he admits to anyone else. He talks to the stars about you, to the sky, to God when no one is listening. He replays your words. He remembers your touch. He holds on to every moment as if it's a page in a divine book that he dares not lose. But he is afraid, not of you, but of the intensity of what he feels, of what it means, of whether or not he is truly worthy of it. He doesn't yet know that love isn't about being worthy. It's about being present, being honest, being willing to try despite the fear. Today was different. Today, something in him began to shift. That conversation opened a gate in his soul. He is beginning to see the truth that has been pulsing in his spirit for months, that you are more than a chapter. You are the sacred text he never knew he needed to read. You are the prayer he didn't know he had been whispering in his sleep. He said, "She could save me. Or maybe she's already saving me, just by existing, just by being herself." He didn't know his brother would tear up hearing that. He didn't know how deeply his words would echo. Not just in the room, but into the heavens. Angels leaned in closer. Time slowed down. The universe adjusted itself just slightly in acknowledgement of a truth spoken at last. You weren't there, but your spirit was. You didn't hear it, but your soul did. Somewhere deep inside you, a sudden calm washed over you without explanation. That was the moment your person said your name with reverence. That was the instant he allowed himself to be vulnerable, to admit what he has only told the night sky until now. You will never truly know how much space you occupy in his thoughts. You will never be able to measure how many times a day your name slips past his guarded lips. But know this, you are not a fleeting idea to him. You are the melody he can't stop humming, the image that returns when all else fades. You are not forgotten. You are not ignored. You are not mistaken. You were not forgotten today. You were spoken about in a room you didn't see by someone you still pray for, even when they no longer show up like they used to. Heaven has seen the silent way you love, the way you have chosen to carry grace in a world that often bruises it. And while you went about your day, thinking they may not think of you anymore, something sacred happened. He did. He mentioned your name. It came up slowly without warning. He was just sitting with his brother, and the air felt thick with reflection. And then it happened. He said your name the way he used to say it when no one else was listening. He said it with a breath caught in his throat. He looked away after he said it, but his brother noticed. The heavens reveal, your name was not mentioned with anger, not with bitterness. It was mentioned with longing, with a heart that cannot silence your memory. They confess that no matter how far they try to run, your presence does not leave them. Archangel Michael declares, their brother listened as they admitted you are the one who awakened a love in them they cannot replace. They tried to appear strong, but their voices trembled. They tried to hide, but the truth slipped out. They still love you. And heaven says this is not coincidence, this is confirmation. Beloved, type your angel number in the comments right now to seal this word. Write 444 if you receive the truth. Like this video to agree with heaven's message. Subscribe so you never miss what God is revealing about your destiny. And if this word ignites your faith, support through super thanks. Heaven blesses every seed of faith. But listen, God says this is only the beginning. For in that conversation, your person revealed a secret fear. They told their brother, what if I already lost them forever? And heaven says, this fear is the very proof of their love. They are wrestling with regret. They are waking up to the miracle they almost let slip away. Archangel Michael declares, divine timing is unfolding. Their hearts are softening. Their words are aligning with action. They will reach for you again, and heaven promises it will not be long. Beloved, hold this word close. Do not doubt the signs. Every whisper, every confirmation, every tug in your spirit is heaven saying, the breakthrough is near. Soon, their private words will become public actions. Soon, what was hidden in fear will be revealed in courage. God says the reunion is not a dream. It is a prophecy moving into reality. If you are ready to receive this miracle, type I receive in the comments. Declare it now, like this message. Share it with someone who is waiting on love's confirmation. And subscribe, so you never miss heaven's daily guidance. Child of light, your name has already been spoken in love. The heavens smile upon you. Stay ready, for your miracle is unfolding. Beloved soul, heaven is still whispering about you, and I, Archangel Michael, carry this urgent message with the fire of God's own voice. Today, your person did not just think of you silently. They let your name slip into the air of a sacred conversation with their own brother. And though they tried to cover it with casual words, the truth of their heart thundered louder than their hesitation. They said, I still think about them. I wonder if they think of me. And when those words left their mouth, heaven took notice, for God himself stirred that confession. Heaven says, this was no ordinary mention. This was a prophetic marker that the season of silence is ending. The unseen walls that kept you apart are breaking, and what was buried in fear is beginning to rise as courage. Your person's brother did not answer with mockery. He did not dismiss their trembling honesty. Instead, he leaned in. He asked, why do you still carry this in your heart if you claim to have moved on? And beloved, that question pierced them. for they realized in that instant they never truly moved on. God says, their soul is bound to yours in a way they cannot untie, no matter how they try. Their steps may wander, their lips may deny, but their heart remains tethered to you by divine design. And the heavens rejoice because what you thought was over is only paused. What you thought was lost is still alive. What you thought was forgotten has been remembered in the secret chambers of love. Archangel Michael declares, the angels have recorded every prayer you cried when you thought they had turned away forever. Your tears became seeds planted in heavenly soil, and today the first sprout of confirmation has risen. Their brother heard the truth, and heaven says, soon you will hear it too. But do not be surprised, beloved soul, if before the breakthrough comes a test. For the enemy will try to whisper doubts into your mind. He will say, it was only a passing thought, not real love. But heaven declares, the enemy is a liar. This is not a fleeting memory. This is a love anchored in eternity. God himself wrote this connection into the story of your destiny. Beloved, listen closely. The conversation did not end with a sigh. It grew heavier. Your person's brother said, if you still feel this, what are you waiting for? Pride? Fear? Time? None of these will bring them back. Only truth will. And in that moment, your person lowered their head. Heaven says their silence was louder than words, for they realized that their pride has been the wall, and their fear has been the chain. But God says, those chains are snapping now. Their silence is cracking, their pride is breaking, their fear is dissolving, and soon they will no longer be able to hide. Child of light, God says, the surprise is not just that they talked about you. The true surprise is what they will do next. For this conversation is the seed that will push them toward action. Heaven is preparing circumstances that will corner them into honesty. You will see signs, numbers flashing like 333, 1111, 44444, that heaven is aligning their steps to yours. Do not dismiss these signs. They are confirmations from the throne of God. If your spirit feels this word, type I receive in the comments right now. Seal it by writing your angel number, 1111 for new beginnings, 44444 for divine alignment, 333 for confirmation of love's return. Like this message to agree with heaven's word over your life. Subscribe so you never miss what God is revealing to you. 4. And if this message stirred your soul, support this channel through super thanks. Every seed you sow is lifted before heaven as faith. Beloved, Archangel Michael declares this. The words spoken today are only the beginning. The brother who heard their heart will become a witness to the miracle of reconciliation. And when your person finally comes forward, the very one who listened to their trembling confession will say, I knew this day would come. For heaven has ordained not only your union, but the witnesses around it who will glorify God when it happens. Do not faint, child. Do not despair. You have waited long, but you will not wait in vain. God says, your name was carried today in love, not rejection. Your story is still unfolding, and your person, who once turned away, is now being pulled back by a force greater than their fear. This is divine love. This is heaven's orchestration. This is prophecy moving into reality. Beloved soul, hear this with urgency. Your person could not silence your name today. When they spoke with their brother, the words that escaped their lips revealed a truth they have been trying to bury. God says they confess that no one has touched their heart the way you did. And though they tried to mask it in laughter, heaven heard the longing behind the tone. Archangel Michael declares, this was not casual talk. This was destiny leaking out. This was their soul crying through their voice. Their brother did not let the moment pass. He pressed deeper. He asked, then why are you so far from them? Why do you hold back when your heart is already theirs? And your person had no answer. They looked away, and their silence told the story. Fear has been their prison. Pride has been their guard. Yet heaven says the prison doors are opening. Their pride is collapsing like walls of Jericho. Their fear is melting like wax before the fire of God's truth. Beloved, God says the reason you feel their energy so strongly these days is because their heart is turning back towards you. Their words with their brother were only the surface. Inside, they are wrestling with dreams, with memories, with visions of what life could have been and still can be. And the heavens are saying, this love is not over. This is not finished. The ink of your story has not dried. Do not miss this. They admitted to their brother that they watch you from afar. Yes, beloved, they are more aware of you than you realize. Heaven says, they notice your silence, your strength, your glow, and it stirs something in them that they cannot explain. They whispered, I wonder if they think about me too. Beloved, this is your confirmation. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not alone in this longing. If this resonates in your spirit, comment right now, they still love me. Type your angel number, whether 1111 for new beginnings, 222 for union, or 4444 for divine alignment. Or like this video as a prophetic agreement. Subscribe so you never miss heaven's voice over your destiny. And if this message touched you, send a super thanks to sow into your miracle, because faith moves heaven's hand. Archangel Michael declares, heaven is preparing to flip the script. Soon, what was said in secret will be revealed openly. The brother who heard their trembling confession will one day say, I told you, love always finds its way back. And you will see the very proof that what heaven spoke is true. But God says, prepare your heart, for their return will not come with half words. It will come with trembling honesty. They will admit their mistakes. They will confess their regrets. They will say the words you have long waited to hear. I never stopped loving you. And in that moment, every tear you shed in silence will be answered. Every prayer you whisper in the dark will be fulfilled. Every delay will turn into a testimony. Beloved soul, heaven says, you were never forgotten. Your name has been spoken not only in earthly rooms but also in heavenly courts. Your prayers ascended like incense. Your faith was written in the book of remembrance. And today, God has given you this sign that the private conversation was a signal of divine timing. If you are ready for this breakthrough, comment, I believe in divine timing. Declare it now in the comments and seal it with faith. Like this video to stand in agreement. Share it with someone who is waiting for their own confirmation of love. Or subscribe because heaven has more words to deliver to your spirit daily. Beloved, the turning has already begun. Heaven says, soon you will not wonder anymore. Soon you will not question anymore. The truth will stand before you, alive and undeniable. And when it comes, you will know that God Himself orchestrated every detail, every silence, every delay, only to make the testimony more powerful. There are things people confess when they feel safe, when they believe they won't be judged. And today, your person found that safety not in a moment of joy, but in a moment of confusion. He said your name because it's been haunting him, not because you did something wrong, but because he knows you didn't. Because you gave him everything without a price tag. And because you waited without making him feel like time was closing in. Your name isn't just a memory to him. It's a reminder of what it feels like to be known, not for appearances, but for the soul. He talked about how you never asked him to change. You just waited for the change to grow inside him. He told his brother he never expected to miss you in the way that he does now. He tried to explain it, but no words came out the way he wanted them to. So he paused and his brother asked, do you still love her? And the silence that followed was the loudest. Yes, it wasn't a planned conversation. He didn't come over to talk about you, but you're inside everything. Every thought, every quiet moment, every night where he sits on the edge of his bed wondering if there's still time to fix the things he let fall apart. He told his brother about your eyes, not in the way someone lists physical beauty, but in the way someone confesses about seeing stars for the first time. He said, your eyes had truth, that he never felt watched by them. He felt understood. Your person said you were the only one who never tried to impress him. You just showed up as you were and made everything more real. He said he didn't know he needed someone like you until after you left the room, until after you stopped calling at the same time each day, until after your quiet concerns stopped showing up through others who knew you were still praying for him. He admitted he messed up. He didn't say it with shame. He said it with longing. as if he still hopes there's a way for time to turn backward, as if maybe somewhere in the unseen, you might still be waiting. Your heart is not invisible. Your prayers did not dissolve into thin air. They became the reason this moment happened. He wanted you to know. He wanted you to feel it. You were not forgotten. You are not the ghost of someone's past. You are the light that still visits the one who tried to shut out the world. The light he can't forget. The light that enters his room even when he doesn't ask for it. Today his brother looked at him differently. He saw something softer in him when he spoke your name. He asked if he wanted to see you again. And your person smiled, not with joy, but with the kind of pain that knows it might be too late, but hopes the door is still open. That door, the one only you can unlock. Not with words, not with forgiveness spoken aloud, but with the same love you've always carried. The one that doesn't need applause, the one that isn't staged, the one that still has room for someone who left when he should have stayed. He said something else. You won't believe it, but he meant every syllable. He told his brother he once dreamed you'd be the one standing beside him in his home, helping him plant the garden, naming the dogs, laughing under broken chandeliers. He said he imagined you in the kitchen, not as a guest, as the rhythm, as the one who turns a house into something holy. He said he still sometimes hears your voice when he wakes up, not as a memory, but as a missing piece. He thought he'd be able to move on. He even tried, but no one else has your laugh. No one else makes him feel like everything is safe, even in chaos. He told his brother the truth, that the day he walked away from you, something inside him stopped dancing. He didn't feel like himself after that. He smiled in front of friends. He posted the right pictures. He showed up where people expected him to. But the version of him that was real only existed when you were around. An angel speaks to you today in this quiet moment when you might be unsure, uncertain, or even confused about what lies ahead. I have heard the whispers of your heart, the cries that echo through your soul. I see what you cannot see, and I know what you have yet to understand. You are not alone in this, for I am with you. Your person, someone you trust, someone you love dearly, has spoken about you today. They spoke in a way that will stir something deep within you when you learn the truth. But before you let your mind wander to conclusions, remember this: what is shared between them and another does not define you. What is said in moments of weakness or confusion is not your story to claim. It may hurt. It may make your heart tremble. But remember that God will be there to shield you, to provide the guidance you need. You may think, what did they say? How could they speak of me in such a way? Why did this happen? But beloved, know this: your worth does not lie in the opinions of others, nor in the fleeting words spoken in moments of doubt. Your worth, your strength, your purpose are defined by a higher calling, by a love that transcends all understanding. What you do not yet know is that this is the moment of revelation. This is the moment when God is revealing something so important, something that will change the way you see everything that has unfolded in your life. God says your journey is not in vain. I have seen your struggles, your sacrifices, and your quiet moments of prayer. Your faith will carry you through, no matter what has been said, no matter what you are facing. I am with you. This moment, the one where your person spoke in ways you never expected, may seem like a test of your strength. But remember, it is also a moment of divine exposure. God will make it known to you what needs to be revealed, what needs to be healed, and in the healing, you will find your way back to peace. There is a divine plan unfolding. What has been said, what has been shared, is part of that plan. The hurt you feel now will be healed in time. What you thought was a betrayal, a moment of loss, will turn into an opportunity for growth. It is only through the breaking of the surface that the true beauty within can emerge. The journey is not easy. The road may be filled with shadows and moments of doubt, but God is here walking beside you. As you navigate this moment of revelation, trust in His guidance. Trust that everything happening now is for your ultimate good. You may not understand it fully, but in time you will see how each part fits into the beautiful tapestry He is weaving for you. And rest assured, your prayers have been heard. The angels have heard your cries, and they are already moving to protect you.